come back and get this thing to where it was, to lose it like that, it's hard. The finality of this league's a bitch. Now, that locker room of guys has been through hell and back this year, and I love them. They have stuck together through all the injuries and everything else, and really, really proud of the comeback, not to finish. But can't say enough about all of them. We got the guys that stepped in, that stepped up, all the receivers and DBs and everybody else this year that were a part of this journey, and it's a shame we didn't complete it.
Bruce, on the last series for the Rams, how was Kupp able to get so open? Did you have a blitz on
The last play? Yes. Yes.
You just going for broke there, or?
Some guys didn't blitz. I don't know if we didn't get the call, but it was an all-out blitz. We should have got a ton of pressure.
How frustrating is it going up against a team like this one where, you've gone against them now 3 times in the last 2 seasons and you haven't been able to come away with a win?
Every other team. When you lose, you lose. I mean, we had our chance to win.
Bruce, that was a big hole to climb back from, down 27-3, but you've seen Tom do this in the Super Bowl, 28-3. Did that kind of flash in your mind that, hey, he's going to do it again?
Really, it was the defense getting the turnovers. He benefited from the turnovers, and we had a couple there that we didn't cash in on, or we might have had the lead at the end. And but yeah, when you got Tom, you're never out of it.
First, the defensive struggles early to fall behind as bad as you did. What do you think they did to get this defense to move the ball as consistently as they did?
And not totally busted coverage on 3rd and 20 like we did out there, and give them a touchdown. I mean, the first half we, for whatever reason, we didn't play our best, whether we were tight, whatever. And second half was more like what we expected to see.
Coach, of the special teams issues today, which was the costliest in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take all 3 phases. And obviously there were times when all 3 were good, and there was times when, kickoffs out of bounds and giving the ball to 40 and things like that. It's tough. That's tough sledding, but still, we still had it with 40 seconds.
What can you say about the play of Leonard Fournette? He helped keep you
I knew Lenny would he had 2 great weeks of practice, and he played like I thought he would.
When Lenny scored to tie that up, just the wave of emotions to come back in a game like this to tie it up, do you think there was any relax on the defensive
No,
part?
just a little bit of miscommunication and the hectic moments at the end. Slipped and fell and gave him that 7 route, and don't get the call in and get it communicated to all 11 guys.
Reality of the situation, I know Tom's under contract for next year, but at the same time, tomorrow isn't promised for him. When do you expect that you and Tom will talk about his future? When do you expect you and Tom will talk about his future?
That's up to Tom. I mean, just like all veteran players,
Bruce, you're confident you're back next year no matter what? You feel like you're back here next season?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The offense has lost a lot of players during the year, and you've survived it. Losing Wirfs today seemed to really hurt the offensive line. They got tremendous pressure all day long.
Yeah, and I got to give Josh Wells credit. He was playing on a really bad leg. And but, yeah, when you take an all-pro guy out and the other all-pro was on – we had our chances, but we just didn't finish it,
Bruce, in that situation, they have 1 timeout, 45 seconds. They've got to go get in field goal range. Is it a gamble there to try to blitz and not just play coverage and keep the ball from?
Never second guess. Just make sure all 11 are on the same page.
What do you say about the resiliency of this team just to come back in a game like this?
Hey, these guys are fighters. They've shown it all year. 14-5, whatever we are, but this team's over. That's like we said right now. This team will not be back together. They never are. And make sure you say thank you to your teammates, and we'll try to regroup this thing and come in next year.
Are you confident that Tom will be back? Is he committed next year?
That's totally up to Tom.
Will the team be going? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Bruce, what's your biggest takeaway from this season?
Oh, we got a locker room of fighters and a damn good coaching staff. We got guys that show up on Tuesday and they play on Sunday, and they play pretty good. That's a credit to the player and the general manager to get us the guy that can play and the coach to get him ready to play.
Is there more of a sense of finality because you may have more changes on the coaching staff and attrition with players?
No, finality is finality. There's change every year. I mean, it's no different than any other year.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Jason, just talk about that final drive, if you can, for you guys to come all the way back from 24 down, then to see it slip away, how hard that was.
It was pretty hard, you know, just to see the game go down like that and lose like that. So, pretty tough loss.
What does it say about the resiliency of this team, the fact that you were able to get all those takeaways and give your team a chance?
We know what we could do. You know, I feel like, you know, we didn't come out and, you know, and execute, you know, the way we can early, you know, and they got up on us early and we was playing catch up from there, you know. But I think we played well the second half and gave ourselves a chance to come back.
You're a veteran player, so you know these playoff berths, these opportunities aren't promised.
Yeah.
Tomorrow isn't promised for you. How much does it sting knowing that?
It stings, but you know what? Yeah, this thing is hard, man. But at the end of the day, you know, you got to put in the work, you know, and they put in the work today and got the win. You know, the best team won today, and it is what it is.
Jason, this was a tough week for you, being away from the team. You can just talk about what you went through and what it meant to come back today.
I lost my grandma. You know what I mean? Went home for a couple of days with my mom. And that was basically it.
Jason, coming back when Leonard scored the go-ahead and you got the extra point, tied this game, did you think just the momentum in that fourth quarter that you guys were going to win this game?
Yeah, for sure. You know, we did what it takes to set ourselves up, and, you know what I mean, we didn't win.
You played banged up all season long.
All season.
When will you make a decision on your future?
Say what?
When will you make a decision on your future?
After my surgery.
Jason, I'm not sure if you've been a part of the season where both sides of the ball have endured so many injuries. It might have decimated many teams. But what do you think of your team?
I think we did what we had to do, you know, to get where we at today. You know, second round playoffs, and you know, with the injuries that occurred with, you know, certain guys, I think we did our best. You know what I mean? You know, as long as you do your best, you know what I mean, deep down inside, you know, if you do your best, you know, you have nothing to worry about. Hold your head high. So, you know, I think we did that today.
You've been playing with a torn rotator cuff almost the entire season, if not the entire season.
Yeah.
Can you just kind of explain to us just what it took to get you back out there playing? I know you didn't play for a few weeks there, but just what it took for you to get out there and play. That couldn't have been easy.
Just hard work, man. Just putting in the rehab and, you know, doing what everybody tell me to do and, you know, doing the extra stuff. That was basically it. You know, torn rotator cuff ain't no joke. You know, I'm a outside linebacker. That's why my push, my pull, everything that you got to do as a outside linebacker, as a pass rusher. But I think I did a pretty good job this year in the finishing and in the playoffs. So, but at the end of the day, we didn't finish. We didn't do what we need to do. So hopefully next year, if I'm here next year. So.
A couple more. Do you want to continue to play?
I don't know. We'll see after my surgery. You know what I mean?
Okay. Thank you, Jason. Thank you.
All right, cool. All right, Mike.
Mike, you've been a part of some tough losses. I don't know. Is this top of them all?
Yeah, toughest loss.
Mike, just take us to the emotion. You get that long touchdown. You guys get the touchdown as high. Just the enthusiasm, the excitement on the sidelines.
Yeah.
With a minute left and how hard it is.
I mean, you know, I'm proud of the guys, man, and proud of the people that stayed in the arena. You know, a lot of people were leaving, and you know, we tied the game up. We thought we were going to go to overtime. We just didn't get the job done, but we scratched and clawed. You know, they kept giving us the ball and giving us chances, and we took advantage of them. Just couldn't get the stop at the end.
You were like running out of receivers, literally. The injuries just continue to pile up even today. What did it mean for you to still be able to go out there and be that guy that Tom has and even before Tom, Jameis, this franchise has really been able to depend on.
Yeah, I mean, injuries are a part of the game. You know, I was fortunate this year not to be injured as much. A lot of guys stepped up. Just really disappointed in myself. You know, early on I didn't, make enough plays. You know, I'm slipping, dropped the pass, didn't get enough separation early in the first half. Wish I could have played better.
What do you think that is?
Just not being under my feet. You know, just didn't come out with enough juice. I felt better in the second half. We played better in the second half, just didn't get the job done.
Despite how you guys played for the first 3 quarters to come back, the resiliency of this team to come back in the fourth quarter to push it here.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of great players, a lot of great leaders and veterans on this team. And like I said, that we were making plays at the end, getting turnovers, scoring points, making big plays when we played with such urgency. It was hard for us to be stopped, and we just fell short.
After such a tough first half, what is it like in the huddle when you start chipping away and it looks like you're going to be able to come all the way back, and you do?
You just got to go. You have to have that mindset because, we're paid to play this game. We're all professionals. We want to go into the next round. We know it was going to be tough. We were down 27-3. I mean, that's tough, but defense made some huge plays in that second half. They really kept us in it. And, we rallied as an offense and put some points on the board.
Like, what went through your mind when Lenny scored that touchdown at the end?
I don't know. I was thinking, like, maybe we can go for 2. I was thinking maybe we should go for 2, but, I think we definitely made the right decision, and they just made a couple good plays at the end.
How hard is it going into the offseason with kind of the uncertainty and the rumors swirling about Tom possibly retiring?
I don't think about all that. I'm just gonna rest, spend time with my family, and whenever everything happens, it happens, and I'll still be here.
I'm saying in the huddle, he's obviously been in this situation before in the Super Bowl, coming back from.
He's cool. He was cool, calm, and collected. He said we have to be faster in our routes, we have to be tough, and we have to give it our all if we want a chance. And we gave it our all. Just fell short.
When you look back on the season, what's the number one thing that pops into your mind?
Special team. It was unfortunate with the injuries, but that's not an excuse. I mean, you have to play the game. If we won, that wouldn't be an excuse. So, it was close. A lot of injuries, but we found a way to make it this far, and we didn't get over the hump.
What will you say to Tom in an effort to try to get him to come back?
I don't have to say nothing to him. He's self-motivated. He knows what he wants, and hopefully we can get him back next year. The best player ever, and one of the best teammates, and one of the best leaders I've ever seen. So hopefully we can get him back.
How much have you valued being able to play alongside him, if in fact this is it?
Like I said in the last 2 years, I'm super appreciative that he came to Tampa Bay. I mean, nobody had no clue he was even leaving New England. Just very privileged to play with him.
What was going through your mind watching Matt Gay line up for the winner?
It was chippy. I kind of felt that he was going to make it. He was a really good kicker. I mean, I know he had a history here, but he's a good kicker.
Lenny, how'd you feel out there today after 4 games? I mean, how'd the hammy hold up?
It held up well. I was going to have to try to do my job. That's about it.
When you scored the touchdown there at the end, what was going through your mind?
Just try to make a play to help out the team. Like I said, this whole week has been a very difficult week for me. 2 days, prior to the game, my cousin got killed. So just keeping everything together, So a little long week for me, So I'm happy that I got a chance to go out there and fight with those guys,
So sorry to hear that.
I'm good.
Leonard, I'm so sorry, what was your cousin's name?
Leonard Fournette.
Is this in Louisiana?
Yeah.
Well, there's such a wave of emotions change out in the fourth quarter. Did you guys think you had this thing once you tied it up? The momentum had shifted.
Yeah, of course. I thought we was gonna have a big stop. Well, he fumbled the ball, and I thought we had it. But it's football. You know what I mean? One thing, God doesn't make any mistakes. It happened for a reason. We went out there, we fought our ass off from the first quarter to the fourth quarter. And I couldn't be happier playing with these guys, to be along side these guys for this game.
After being injured and then, after dealing with just such a tough personal loss, what did it mean for you to be able to go out there and play such a big part in this game, especially when, gosh, you guys just kept losing receivers and of course being down, no Tristan and Josh Wells is injured. Just what did it mean for you to go out there and play such a big role in the game?
Yeah, I mean, not just me, but a lot of the guys who are five-star players have to make plays. You seen Scotty, Mike, the guys that we count on, that we can't count on, they went out there, played their tails off, not just on the offensive side, the defensive side too. We know a lot of guys was nicked up, but they came out prepared, ready to fight, played their tails off, and did everything they got asked for.
So many of you guys are free agents after this season. What's the locker room after this game, knowing that so many of you might not be back?
And we know that. As of right now, a lot of the guys still in there. You have to cherish the relationships, that you build in this team. It don't come around too often like that. Amazing coaching staff. One of the best group of guys and coaches I've been around. And we went out the way we didn't want to go out the way we went out, but at the end of the day, I'm just blessed to be a part of this organization. Have guys like Tom Brady, Gronk, Mike, Scotty, Jensen. I played along guys like that, and for them to depend on me and to say I'm one of the dependable guys on the team they can count on, that's big. That's big for me. So, it's hard, it's tough. Definitely it's tough, but like I say, it was a hell of a season.
What's the discussion when you're down 27-3 in this game?
I came at halftime, and I'm telling them the biggest thing, we've been down here before. Nothing is given. You got to take whatever you want, especially playing this game. And like I said, they came out and gave it all they had, despite of whatever the big play they made. I'm proud of this group. I'm proud of these guys, and I'm happy to call myself a Buccaneer.
Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Hi guys, how are we doing?
You've been part of some tough losses, but how's this one? How do you take this one when you come back from such a big deficit?
Yeah, we're down a bunch, and a lot of guys made a bunch of different plays to get us back into it. And, they just made one more than us. So kind of back and forth. We got off to a slow start, which we certainly didn't want to do against a good football team like that who plays well from ahead. And they made us pretty one-dimensional. But, always tough losing at the end of the year. So, obviously we showed a lot of fight, but at the end of the day, you lose a game and you lose a game.
Did you get to the point in that fourth quarter where you thought we're not losing this game? You were in the process of coming back, but the building began to come alive. The team is alive. Has that feeling to it. Did you think that?
Well, we made it after I hit Mike on the deep one. That was a pretty good feeling, and we, we're right in it at that point, and then we got, a great turnover and gave us great field position, and then, had the play there, before the Leonard's touchdown, we were kind of figuring out what down it was. At first they said it was a first down, and all of a sudden it wasn't a first down mid-snap, so, made the play, and then they made a couple plays after that.
We always talk about how much you cherish the relationships with these guys in the locker room. But at the end of the season, it's a very real thing that some of those guys won't be back with you. How hard is it for you when that happens? I know you've been through it so many years, but
yeah, it's just
that doesn't make it easier.
It's just always the reality of football. It's one team 1 year, and then it's never the same after that. And you got to work hard to put yourself in a position to be successful. And we certainly worked hard, and every team at this point does, and every team is really qualified when you get to the final 8, then the final 4, then the final 2, and it doesn't feel good to lose any one of those games, and I've lost each of those stages. So at the end, there's only one team that's going to be happy. It feels good to move on when you move on, and obviously when you don't. Whether it was last week or this week or next week or the week after, 2 weeks after that, if you're the loser in that game, it all sucks to lose in the end.
Hey, Tom, how do you process going forward? I know a lot of people are wondering how you will contemplate whether you'll come back or not.
I haven't put a lot of thought into it, so we'll just take it day by day and see where we're at.
Did you at least take a moment as you came off the field or at any time today to think about that, to think that this might be the last time I'm out here?
No, I was thinking about winning. That's kind of my mentality always, to go out there and try to win, give my team the best chance to win.
What's the biggest factor for you, Tom? What will be the biggest factor for you in making that decision going forward?
Truthfully, guys, I'm thinking about this game, and I'm not thinking about anything past 5 minutes from now.
Hey, Tom, what about the exchange with the referee that you got the penalty for? Can you tell us?
I don't know. He'd probably have to get fined if I said something. So.
Tom, did you have the Super Bowl flash of the Atlanta game flash in your mind at all? That comeback?
It was a great comeback. Obviously, it took a lot. Guys made a lot of great plays to get us back into it. And you don't have a lot of margin for error at that point. And then defense kept coming up big. And sometimes we made it, and sometimes we didn't. We had guys going down. Tyler went down. Jalen went down. We were down to Cam playing the slot receiver. There was not a ton of healthy bodies, but we found a way to get the ball in the end zone there at the end against really good defense. And then it's tough to lose a game that comes down to the end like that, but it's just the reality of pro football, It's a tough sport. It's tough to win. It's tough to win these games. It's tough to win the next week's games. Tough to win the week 2 games after that.
What did Lenny show you today? Rough week, rough month for him.
He played great. He always shows up in the big moments, so just dependable. I think his maturity and growth over the last couple of years since I've been with him has been really exceptional, and he's a great teammate, works his tail off. Winning, he really cares about winning. Certainly cares about his teammates. So that's really what your 2 goals should be. You care about your teammates and you care about winning. Everything else you got to put to the side.
20 games last year, 19 games this year. How do you feel physically at this point?
I feel great. I feel great. Physically, I feel great.
About the resiliency and passion of this group.
I'm sorry?
What can you say about the resiliency and passion of this group? Again, to come back the way you guys did and have a chance to win it.
We've had that since I got here, and I think there's a lot of really tough, hard-nosed guys that believe in each other, and we all believe that, if we just got to make one play, get ourselves in the end zone, we did. We had kicked a field goal, then we scored, then we got a turnover and had a short field, and the defense held, and we just overcame a lot of mistakes. At the end of the day, there's just way too many mistakes. You got to play clean games if you want to give yourself the best chance to win. If it's less than that, you're not going to have a great chance to win. You may have a chance to win, but not the chance to win that we needed. And, they made plenty of mistakes too. It wasn't I would say a perfect game by them either. But, in the end, they just made one more play than us.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Sparkles are blinding.
You guys rally back from 24 down. Can you just talk about how hard it is defensively to end the game the way you guys did, give up?
It's a tough feeling knowing that we lost in that fashion, but we did the best we could. We fought back to get us back into the game. We made plays, but it just wasn't enough.
What happened there on the final drive that allowed them to get those 2 chunk plays there to set up that field goal?
I mean, their receivers made play. Their receivers made the play.
One of you guys gave you the tying touchdown. Did you guys, obviously the motions just had a swing tremendously in that fourth quarter. Was there any relax at all on that last series of thinking they didn't have enough time to get down the field?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't relaxing on my part because we figured that we have to keep going because they can get in field goal range. So I guess it just didn't play. It just didn't play as we wanted to.
Well, there was a blitz late in that game. Obviously, Cooper Kupp had a couple of big plays. Did it not get communicated to everybody? Was there some guys that didn't hear it or didn't react to it?
I mean, we got the call. It just he made a better play.
How much does this sting for you? How much does this sting for you, this loss?
I mean, it hurts because we had like hopes of going to the Super Bowl again. You know, just to try to repeat. And then knowing that we was down, then we got back into the game and there was hope. And then seeing them kick the field goal, it just crushed everything.
That's a lot of emotions right there, a huge swing of emotions, I'm sure.
What kind of pass was that from Matthew Stafford? For those who don't play, was that just a tremendous play on his part versus whatever you guys were presenting?
Yeah, that was a tremendous play on his part because he has the arm talent. So he just showed everybody what he's capable of.
Jamel, you know you're back next year, you're still on your rookie contract, but a lot of guys in that room are free agents. Some guys are planning retirement. How hard is it in the locker room knowing you might not see some of these guys as teammates again?
I mean, it's going to be a tough feeling, but you just got to understand that that's part of the game. So hopefully we can get as many people we can back.
And also your coaches too, right? You know, Leftwich, he's had some job interviews, and then Coach Bowles, he's had 3 job interviews too this week.
Yeah, so same with them. Like it's out of my hand, but I just wish the best for everybody. So
When Matt Gay lined up for that field goal attempt, what was going through your mind?
I was hoping he was gonna miss. But Matt Gay's a great kicker, so he nailed it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Monte, after seeing you guys come back, you got a lot of turnovers. Tom ties the game up, Leonard Fournette runs it in. To lose it in that fashion, and how does Cooper Kupp beat a guy, because everybody knows he's one of the best receiver in the league. How does he become that open? Is it a miscommunication or a blitz? What happened?
It's tough, to come back in the game like the way we did, to battle back. Got a lot of respect for those guys in the locker room, coaches and players. It's just a situation, hurry up, guys scrambling all over the place, trying to get lined up. And, just unfortunate situation, some people didn't get the call, some people didn't, but, it is what it is, man. They just made a great play, had a great play call lined up, and they made a play, just it sucks to lose in that manner from battling back the way we did, this season was a tough season, and, you got to take your hat off to everybody in that building for, grinding it out and putting together, a great group of guys to be able to be in a situation like that and just grind through it and be able to put us in a situation to win a football game.
What went through your mind on that fumble recovery there?
Say that again? Sorry.
What went through your mind there on that fumble recovery?
It was what we needed. It was what we needed. Sue made a great play, stripping the ball out, and I saw the ball and I jumped on it. And in my mind, I'm like, this is it. This is all we needed. Offense to go back down and tie the ball game, and we're gonna be in a position to win. And we had the momentum, and fortunate how everything turned out. But it was a great play by Sue, and like I said, man, it just goes back to each and every individual we have in the locker room, how they have that mentality that the game's not over until the clock strikes zero.
Do you think you guys are going to win after you got that ball?
Oh, of course. I thought we was going to win at halftime. We was down 20-3, but when you walk in this locker room and you see if you could be in a fly on the wall, you see the motivation in guys' eyes, the grind. We knew what we had to do to get ourselves back in the ball game, and we went out there and did that. Take the ball away and capitalize off of it, you know what I'm saying? So, and not shoot ourselves in the foot, and we did that in the second half besides that last play. So, like I said, man, I got nothing but love for everybody in that locker room, and it was a tough situation, tough to lose a football game like that, but you got to give your hat off to the Rams, but I definitely would battle with these guys any day.
Knowing that they had 42 seconds on the clock.
Oh, most definitely. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to swallow. You got to deal with that from the rest of the week because you never know. We had the opportunity to get back to what we wanted to do. But we're not going to be in it this year off some stuff that some stuff that we messed up, basically. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely going to be a tough pill to swallow, but, it is what it is.
Bruce and Tom both talked about the finality of the game and how hard that is. Just take us into that locker room, what it's like knowing you might not see some of these guys again as teammates.
Oh, so tough, man. Very tough. A lot of these guys in their last year of their contracts. I was the last one to walk in, so, I just, seen the look in everybody's eyes like, this is a tough one. You would hate to go out in such a manner. But at the end of the day, man, this locker room is not going to be the same next year. So you build a relationship with guys, and to see them, go out the way we did, and then, them going to have to move on. Some people going to have to move on to certain places. It's going to be tough because this is like the most tight locker room I ever been around. The most great chemistry with guys on and off the field. It's just great leadership. You know what I'm saying? Like with the young guys and the older guys just gelling together. Everybody just hung around each other, and it was like a real life family atmosphere. And, luckily you do build bonds with those guys to, wish them well on their future endeavors, but it's going to be different. We all know it's going to be different next year.
Do you have concerns about Tom possibly not coming back?
Oh, no, I don't know what's going on with that, man. I know Tom is a competitor, he always say he got something to prove, so you never know, but, man, what more can he do? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the GOAT. He did everything he can,
And if he come back, obviously we'll welcome back with open arms, but you got to let him decide that for himself.
Before the comeback, Levante, there was some frustration. I guess you slammed your helmet down. Was that what it was, just frustration?
Frustration, frustration on our part. Just giving up a play like that, a long down distance that, in order to win football games in this manner, we can't beat ourselves. And that was a situation where we beat ourselves. And I was just, real mad at myself. Well, not mad at myself, but mad about the situation. But, I definitely, a lot of guys in this locker room look up to me. So that was something that I shouldn't have done. But at the same time, I feel like that was something that was needed. You know what I'm saying? But, I was able to gather myself and get the guys together, and we was able to regroup, and we got ourselves back in the football game, and that's all I can ask for those dudes.
Does the uncertainty of Tom's situation make it even harder? Like you're talking about looking in this locker room, knowing that some of these guys might not be back, and then you think about a guy like him, who's such a huge reason why you guys have had the success that you had, that people know who you are. Does that make it even harder?
Nah, not really. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, Tom is a great quarterback. And Tom coming here changed our program tremendously. And you got to have a lot of respect for Tom, obviously, for doing that. He's a great football player. He's a great man. He's a great teammate. But, it's just the reality of it, what I'm saying? People come in and, go all the time. So whether he's here or not, what I'm saying? Like, you just got to move on from it and try to have somebody to come in, fill that void. But, right now, from my understanding, he's a Buccaneer, and definitely go to battle with him ready to go to battle with him next year.
Levante, you've been here longer than anyone. You've seen rock bottom. You've seen the top. Do you feel like the franchise is in a place, even with drastic changes, it's in a place where it's competitive next year and the culture is where you've always wanted it to be?
Yeah, definitely. You got to take your hat off to Jason Light and the management group, Greenberg, Spatek, BA, coach staff he brought in to help change that mentality around here. So now it's a standard. We know what we're capable of, even though, we might look a lot different next year, but whoever going to come in will have to come in and step in and, rise up to that standard that we set. We know we have a great group of guys, man. Whether you leave or not, or like if you're going or whoever going to be in that locker room next year, you already built the foundation. They did a great job of drafting some guys and having some veterans coming back. So, and me, myself, I'm a part of that. So I'm definitely going to continue to try to be the great leader that I want to be and keep this thing going the way it is.
Levante, how hard was this season for you guys? Just from last year, everything, and getting to the top, and this year I felt like you were throwing everything.
Yeah.
Just what was this like?
Yeah, I mean, it's football, man. Things happen. Starting with, bringing all 22 guys back. It wasn't going to be a cakewalk, obviously, because, it's football. Things happen. People get hurt. You have some mishaps here and there. Guys bump heads, so and that's what happened this year. You had a lot of turmoil going on, man, in and out, the organization, and then you got, guys getting injured, guys who played huge parts of our football team, huge parts of our success. But it just goes, you got young guys coming in, stepping up and filling that void. And, it just goes back to the management, the coaching staff having guys ready. But it definitely was a tough season, man. Guys playing through injuries, all type of injuries. And, like I said, man, that's why I respect all those guys in that locker room, man. The work that they put in throughout the week. Coaches just, doing a great job of, taking care of guys throughout the season for us to get to this moment. But, it was a tough season, but, it got us this far, and we was able to, battle a lot of different things to be in the situation that we in. Just unfortunately, we didn't finish the way we wanted to.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.